Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Invictus Racing League's F1 Series, round 6 of the championship, brought to you by GT Omega, Nelcott Hall Hotel, Golf and Country Club, Driver 61, and Grid Finder, of course. My name is Webbo. I'll be your commentator for tonight, as usual, and as usual as well, joined in the commentary box by Lightning. Hey, Lightning.
Hello, everyone.
Good to have you with us. It's round 6, Lightning. We're going out to the Red Bull Ring. Max has the lead of the championship by a single point from Foxy, and Foxy has a second place by a single point from Livingwall. It's very tight at the top. It's 4 points off the lead, Daniele Musso in 4th, and 5 points off the lead, A Costa in 5th place. So we are obviously having a very, very close battle for the championship. We're expecting some newcomers as well in the races to come. We've got a couple of, reserves tonight racing with us. But I know, Lightning, you've been looking into some of the time trial times, and what are you expecting to see tonight?
I'm expecting for a pole lap to be 1 minute 3.3. The shortest circuit on the calendar. So
Yep.
Could this be the closest qualifying we've had this whole season? We've seen some very close action before. Looking back to last round, 1 millisecond separating the two P1 and P2. So
Absolutely.
That was very impressive. Could we see more of that this weekend, hopefully?
Indeed. In terms of the teams championship, Alfa Romeo head the league with Burmeister and Daniele Musso as top. So they're on 60 points. Alpine with Nathan and A Costa on 55. McLaren with Max and Bills on 48. And Mercedes with Foxy and Liam. I think Liam's in the chat already. And good evening to Delange. And thank you to everybody tuning in and getting ready for a good night's racing with Invictus. I don't think there's anything else worth watching tonight, is there, Lightning?
Absolutely not. Only IRL. It's the most important thing on this Monday evening.
Absolutely. So, the Red Bull Ring, as Lightning said, the shortest track on the calendar. Not many corners to remember. Every corner is a little bit different. It's a refreshing change from some of the races on the calendar, especially certain right-angle street circuits. But certainly lots of challenges, lots of topography, and looks like we've got sunshine at the start of the race. And Max says no rain, so looks like we're going to have a dry sprint tonight.
We had a lot of rain last round.
Yes.
A fully wet British Grand Prix, as is expected with England. There may not be many corners on this track, but I only know the name of one. So.
Oh, now which one do you know? Is that the
Lauder curve?
The Rint? Ah, right. Because there is.
Is the Rint the last one, or is it the last two?
I
don't
think
know.
I certainly know it as turn 9, but turn 9 and 10 are often taken as one continuous, aren't they? So could well be both. I think Rimac is on track first. Yes, he is. Very helpful to get out there, and when he gets back round, which will be very soon indeed. Well, Livingwall tells me there's a chance of rain towards the end of the race. Now, that is also held up by Max and Liam in the chat. So Max got ahead of himself a little bit. I think his first message may have just been about qualifying. So it looks like we're going to have a dry quali and a chance of rain at the end, which is going to be very interesting indeed.
Mixed conditions. It's my
What's
favorite.
this track like in the wet, Lightning?
In the wet, it's all right. It's quite a grippy circuit, to be honest. But the most difficult part are the track limits.
Yeah.
I think I've said that for every single.
Yes, Rymac's just starting his lap. So let's ride on board and see the track from his perspective.
Going through turn 2, shouldn't be classified as that.
Yeah.
Into the hairpin of turn 3, slightly misses the apex, but gets reasonable traction. Can he get some slipstream from the car ahead? Is that his teammate, or is that yes, it is his teammate. Could be some coordinated slipstream there. Nice rotation through turn 4. Into turn 5, brake just after the 50 metres. Keep to the inside and then go off wide, but not too wide. Very easy to validate there. Very difficult turn here. Eager to get on the power, but you can spin without even feeling it. Going through the best corners of the track. Nice and clean, keeping it away from invalidation. Definitely can go faster, but getting a banker lap in. 1 minute 4.2. Still pretty good.
Yeah, quite a handy first lap. I think we've got Maggot just starting a lap, so we'll keep an eye on the scoreboard, but it looks like Maggot's queuing up for a beautiful slipstream down the hill towards turn 3 here. I wonder if Romac will keep his foot in. No, he backs off to the side. Ferocious Dan on a 104.4 on mediums. That looks like a pretty handy time, Lightning.
That is a very good time for the mediums. I'm just very happy with the teamwork at Red Bull. It's very good stuff there.
Yeah, definitely pulled him along down the hill there nicely. We've got M. Doran on a 104.5 on the safe time. Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow.
So Kimi.
On the medium tyres.
That's special from Kimi, a 103.8. Kimi in, I think, is he in the Williams?
He's
yeah,
in
he's in the Williams tonight. Yeah.
I don't know how he's done that on the mediums. That's really impressive.
He's got some skills. Maggot's no better than his, well, yes, he got a P3, so a 104.4, but not going to set the world alight with that one. Bill's in safely a 108.6, but I think that might just be a warm-up lap. I think Foxy's on a lap right now, just getting the car out of turn 3. We'll ride with Foxy and see how this one goes. Foxy fresh off a strong performance in the previous race, first win in a very long time, he said on the interview last week, so I wonder if he'll bring his fan club back. Foxy
Brilliant zero-stop strategy.
Yes, absolutely. He did what Lewis didn't do this weekend, so managed to get those inters an entire race distance, and they didn't look as rough.
Taking it quite
as his.
safe through the last 2 corners. Maybe he invalidated, I'm not sure.
No, he's okay. A 105.4 is his first time, but the driver's looking like they can do double stack times, Lightning, so that they could potentially do 2 quick laps on the soft tyres and then go back into the pits.
For the first few laps, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
But adding extra tyre wear for the tyres you're going to start on, as it's the short qualifying format, it's not the best thing to do. I imagine that for their last runs, it'll only be 1, unless you're desperate and you know you can get into a good position, but you messed up your original lap. Then
I'm not sure how Liam held that. How did Liam hold that into track limits? But while we were just talking about that, Daniele Musso has gone on a 104.0 on medium tyres as well, so not quite as rare a thing as we thought from Kimi. Still, so far, the only driver in the 103s, but I know you saw some 103s on the drivers' time trials research you were doing earlier on. So, but on mediums, that's pretty special.
That is very impressive.
Foxy invalidates on the exit of turn 1. Let's find a driver.
Very easy to invalidate, but if you go wide enough and stay wide for as long as possible, you can avoid a warning or an invalidation. So
on the final corner?
On the first turn. So if you go
okay.
wide by a little bit, you will instantly get invalidation, but if you stay wide, you can save yourself. So and a spin for Liam going into the pits. Nice pirouette. Oh, and also a spin for M. Duran at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot of traffic heading into the pits right now. You can see M. Duran.
Oh no, M. Duran disqualified for blocking the pit lane.
That is really unfortunate and very harsh from the game. The way it does that, really annoying.
That is frustrating, to say the least. Oh, and that means his time gets deleted as well.
Oh, no.
So he's last.
Right, okay. So Max a 104.2. Max freshly at the start of the at the head of the championship, getting a good time in to start with, something that he can push on. But yeah, you're right. He rarely starts outside the top 6, and he rarely finishes outside the top 6. So he is Mr. Consistency. I don't think he's had a race win yet, has he?
No, just top 3s.
Yeah.
No, just I think his best performance was P3, and
New
just
fastest
keeping
lap lightning from Daniele Musso,
wow.
a 103.7 again on 4 lap old mediums.
That is surprising strategy.
Yes.
Don't know how he's done that. That's really impressive. Beaten my soft time on the time trials.
Wow. You heard it here first, guys. Rimac a 104.0, getting closer and closer to the 103 group, but must be disheartened to look at the times and see that he's been beaten both times by medium runners. Burmeister up to P6 for Alfa Romeo, who are leading our championship at the moment. What's Matty up to? Is he on a lap? He is a quarter of a second under his existing time. Let's see what he's got through sector 2. Car looking pretty secure on those medium tyres, not too loose. This timing sector is between turns 6 and 7, and he's now half a second faster than he's been before with a purple middle sector. Matty on a charge. Let's see what he's got. Can he string it all together? Looking good up to turn 10. And push for the line. A 104.3, big improvement up to P8 for Matty, again on 2 lap old mediums. So able to push, as is Speed Queen. She's gone in her first lap and it's a 104.1, very, very comfortable indeed. Often leaves it a few cycles before actually heading out, Lightning Speed Queen. She seems to like to let everybody else clean the track for her.
Yep, getting the track rubbing in a bit more grip, less chance to spin and get yourself disqualified. Like poor old M. Duran.
Indeed. Nathan is on a hot lap. Just a shade faster than he's been before on soft tyres still. Mediums will get you a good strategic advantage if you can qualify well enough on them, and certainly Kimi is doing that. Daniele put softs on to qualify, I think, at the time that he did, and Nathan in the Alpine up to P3 on a 103.9. So Kimi alone now at the head of the field on mediums, but Rimac's pretty close behind. Bit of a mix of strategies going on. So how long are we expecting those softs to last in the race? Assuming they've just done one.
If they're fresh, or if they're the second stint, but around 15 laps you can stretch them to.
Yep.
They won't be in the best condition for the last 5 of those laps, but they can definitely make it. The optimum strategy, if you start on the mediums, would be 21 to 22 laps, and then the rest on softs. Excellent. And around 14 laps on the softs if you start.
However, you know, I'm wondering whether many of the drivers are choosing these mediums because they're expecting that rain at the end of the race, and they're hoping to start mediums and run without having to pit until they use inters.
Because sadly we can't see exactly when the rain is coming.
Yeah.
You could stretch the mediums possibly till the last maybe 10 laps. You could stretch them. Usually on the weather screen, the rain always comes earlier than what it says by around 5 minutes.
I agree with that.
From what I've noticed. So basically, when it says that, you have to play it by ear. And starting on the mediums will give you the best advantage, because if Jeff tells you that it's 10 minutes until the rain and you've gone lap 20, then you can go on the softs and do some very quick laps, or just try and hang it out and hope for the best. So it's going to be very interesting.
Absolutely. always pays to be on the right tyre at the right time, of course. It doesn't necessarily matter which tyre that is. I think Ferocious Dan just shaping to go into the pits and get ready for his final run. Max is on a slightly slower lap than he's been before. Max needs to motor on a little bit, get a slightly better time shortly. Liam is invalidating. I'm trying to find a driver actually on a hot lap. I think they've all got good bankers in and they're just pushing really hard now.
Bills,
Stinson.
I think, is on the lap. Maybe.
Who, sorry?
Bills.
Okay. I'm just following Stinson because he needs a lap. He hasn't actually put one in and he validates again. So let's have a look at Bills, who's currently P7. A good starting point for him so far to be up in P7.
He's not on a lap, unfortunately. No. He's
Livingwall has put his first lap in and it's a P3, 103.8. So Livingwall driving very well indeed. Again, similar to Speed Queen, letting everybody else do their laps and clean up the track for him. What about Foxy? Is he up to anything?
The problem for Livingwall is he's on the soft tyres. So he's probably hoping for pole with those softs, because now it's going to be very difficult to beat his lap on the mediums if he wants to start on those tyres.
Foxy's improving. I tell you what, it'd be pretty upsetting if you've managed to do a 104.2 on medium tyres and you end up starting 12th tonight. But such is the density of the field, we're looking at, from all of the time laps, less than a second between all of them. I know it's a short track, but that's something. Foxy on 3 lap old mediums goes up to P8 at 104.1. That's a handy time. Only 4/10 of pole, so very nice for Foxy. Everyone now in the pits. I think we've just got Acosta out there. Is he getting busy? He is. He's got a purple sector, but that's just for him because he's yet to put in a time. Is there time for Acosta to do this lap, then come in and change, or is he going to have to stay out at this point?
He has 2 laps of fuel, so it is possible. No, he doesn't. He has 1.4. So he's just gone P2.
Yeah, from nowhere gets a purple final sector. From absolute obscurity, and there he is taking that line that you were suggesting, staying wide. It did manage to invalidate him, so he didn't quite have the lightning skills of extending the track there, but he's up to P2 on a 103.802. Kimi currently a 103.872, so very close at the front. I see Livingwall is out on the track. Is Kimi's out on an outlap as well? Here he is, about to start his lap. Lightning, why don't we follow through with Kimi and see his next attack for pole?
On those mediums, heading into turn 1, a little bit wide from the apex, but manages to hook it up very well. Gets no wheel spin on the exit. Heading up the hill into the turn 3 hairpin, braking very late, hitting that apex very nicely.
Whee.
Oh, lots of oversteer, and he has backed off.
Yeah. Bailed on that one.
He's going to save that fuel and go for another one.
Rimac's going a bit quicker, nearly 2/10. This will get him into the 108s if he can hold this one together. And a very similar gain that Kimi had a minute ago. Daniele has retired from the session somewhere. Won't take any further part. Isn't feeling capable of going any quicker, especially with the traffic that the drivers will suffer now in this session. This particular time, 1 minute to go. So
I think Liam has had a connection issue, so we'll have to invite him. I'll be muted for a minute.
Thank you. Rimac 0.139 faster than he's been before. Still on target to get into the 103s. Rimac in the Red Bull, currently next to his teammate, but hoping to get a bit further up the grid here. Soft tyres, big moment on the final corner, and unfortunately that is it. He can go again, but right now he is not going to go any quicker with that invalidation right at the end. Liam invalidating a 103.9, he says. I'm waiting to see Livingwall and his next attempt. Acosta's in the pits, so won't be doing anything particularly special. I think Nathan is on a lap, but across the timer beam now, he's only a tiny shade faster, so let's drive with Livingwall and see how he gets on. He's going to try and catch a toe from that car on the inside of the track. I think that will help him a little bit. Livingwall just under his time, 0.014 through the first sector. Already virtually enough to get P3 on the grid. That's how close these times are. Currently we've got what, 0.7 of a second separating first and 16th. Livingwall getting the car in. Stinson hasn't put a time in yet, but definitely expecting something from him. Livingwall slightly slower on this lap right now. These are the last few laps going in. Currently it's Daniele Musso on pole from Nathan and Acosta, then Kimi and Livingwall we ride with, who invalidates right at the death. Wow, what a shame to see that. Anybody actually finishing a lap? Did Stinson get there? Stinson didn't get a time in at all, Lightning.
That is very confusing as to why Stinson didn't try a lap. He is still out.
He's complaining about frame drops.
Who is? Stinson?
Yeah, frame drops keep falling on his head. But this is very, very close indeed. No, he's saying that I'm guessing he's getting some sort of lag and dropouts.
He's finishing his lap now
on the trap. Is he?
It's very weird because it seemed overly fast for an AI.
Right. Well, I had a checkered flag against his name, so yeah, I'm guessing he's switched to AI or pressed pause or something. Flying Crower is here in the chat. Hey, my friend. Martin crying. He was 2/10 up in his last run and lost out the final corner. Definitely the story of a lot of drivers qualifying. That final corner is the one that kills everybody's time. Liam said he was heading for P7 or P8 before he discoed.
That is very frustrating, but at least he's back.
Indeed, and qualifying is just for bragging rights, really. From what we've seen, there's plenty of opportunity to gain in the race. Do you want to take the starting order, Lightning, for us?
Okay, Daniele Musso on pole yet again on those medium tyres. Nathan on the softs, only 12 milliseconds behind, followed by the other Alpine, only 78 milliseconds behind. Kimi also on the mediums, 4th place, followed by Livingwall, Max and Burmeister. The two Red Bulls in 8th and 9th, Bill's in 10th, and Foxy on those mediums, but he gets a free choice anyway. Martin, Speed Queen, Ferocious Dan, and I've missed it because
Matty, Liam, M. Doran and Stinson.
Thank you.
Finish us off. M. Doran and Stinson might be the other way around, but I was doing that from memory. Yeah, so it's all to play for. I think Daniele on pole is fairly expected, but right up there is the medium tyre runners.
To be on pole on the mediums is the most impressive thing. With both Alpines, who are very fast, as we know, trying it on the softs and being behind is not what I was expecting, to be honest.
No, they definitely made those laps count, and they will be in a great position for this race to come. If you're watching along and you've tuned in recently, do say hello. Let us know who you're here to cheer for, who you're predicting for the win, and who will get the first penalty. That's a question. How many safety cars do you think tonight, Lightning?
With the wet weather and the curbs being horrible, I reckon we're going to have one safety car and one virtual safety car.
Okay. I think we might get a few more than that, but I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
We might get an Australia V2, which wouldn't be good.
Nathan's been asked to turn his mic off. He's making a lot of noise in the lobby, so that is obviously very frustrating if you're hearing someone else's gear changes or someone else's heavy breathing. That's also particularly bad. Oh right, it looks like we've got the Foxy support group who's here. Kimmy's predicting himself in the wall. We've got Flying Croat saying 2 safety cars and 1 virtual.
Yeah, so that's probably more close to how it's going to be.
And Delange is looking incredibly optimistic and saying 0 safety cars. So there you go.
Good stuff. But with the wet weather and the nature of these curbs, it would be quite surprising if there wasn't any. I think we have the safety car on standard for it to come out.
Right.
I think.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure. And we have simulation damage on one of the options. Don't know why they added 2 this game, but they
slightly
did.
Confusing, isn't it? There's damage degree and damage rate, effectively. I hope we haven't got a problem here, Lightning. Someone holding out.
I think we do. I think that everyone's just making sure they have the right amount of fuel, right strategy, right setup.
Now, one question I had for you, and I don't know how many league races you've done since the last update, but I'm seeing a lot of drivers complaining about very, very different and far worse grip levels in the race than they were expecting.
Well, the only real difference, sorry about the bang in the background, is mid-corner grip. That's what's changed. Like, for example, through hairpins, you're more likely to slightly lose the rear end in turning, and I think that's primarily what's happened. You still have quite a lot of grip through fast corners, but I think it's the mid-corner and slow-speed corner apex grip that's been lost. You'll have to try and manage the wheel spin and that sort of stuff. After it's been a few weeks, so hopefully people have gotten adjusted to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just last night people were complaining for me that it wasn't what they wanted or were expecting.
Well, good for everyone. There's going to be a new update this week, I believe.
So we're led to believe, yes.
I thought it was going to be today, but apparently not.
Yeah, I kept checking to make sure that all the servers I'm in weren't suddenly pinging me and saying update, because when you've got a league race, it's often difficult. Well, Daniele will take the start, followed by the Alpines. Both on softs, then Kimi also on mediums, the same as Daniele. Then we've got a long run of soft tyre runners: Livingwall, Max, Burmeister, the 2 Red Bulls, Rymac and Maggots and Bills, and then we've got medium tyres for most of the bottom 8, with the exception of Martin and Speed Queen, who has a supporter here. Gam88 is here cheering on Speed Queen, and Abby's here to cheer on Burmeister. We've seen Abby before, I know. So thanks for rejoining us. Matty down in 15th, Liam in 16th, hoping to move forward. Stinson will have pace tonight, Lightning, and at the back after the DSQ for stopping in the pit lane, we've got M. Doran in the Aston Martin. Just 1 Aston Martin tonight. No, we've got 2, excuse me. We've got 1 AlphaTauri and 1 Haas? Yeah.
Yep, that is correct.
Excellent stuff.
I'm expecting a better start from Nathan and
the grid at the moment, and just a reminder and a thank you that this race is sponsored by GT Omega, by Nailcut Hall, and brought to you in partnership with gridfinder.com and Driver 61. We're about to get underway, Lightning.
Yep.
So looking good. Daniele on the outside with 2 Alpines to attack him into turn 1, and look to Kimi to attack after the initial surge from the soft tyres. But it's lights on, it's lights off, and go at IRL's F1 round 6. Daniele away well, both Alpines away very neatly indeed into the first few corners. It looks like Max taking a cautious approach to the first one. A little bit of side-by-side action between Rymac, who's moved up. Maggot's gone way, way down on the grid, obviously getting a lot of wheel spin off the start. And very wide goes Rymac around turn 3, but living safely to carry on through here. Next, we've got Max on the attack on Livingwall. Dives down the inside into turn 4. Excuse me, that's turn 4. And then on the way out of turn 5, very nice indeed from Max. Back up to P5. Lightning, anything from your end of the grid, did you see?
I was on board with Foxy, and despite being on the mediums, he's had an amazing start from P11 to P8.
Yes.
Got a better launch and kept out of trouble, went around the outside of everybody through turn 1 and turn 3. So fantastic from him. No one's spun, but Ferocious Dan has lost positions.
Yes, so he has, yeah, indeed. Stinson up to
And he's in the
P14
pits.
already from the penultimate place on the grid.
Damage.
Stinson making some moves. No, wing damage, very useful information. Sorry to talk over you.
Fine.
But, yeah, so we've got mediums at the front, followed by 2 softs, followed by a medium, then 3 softs, and then Foxy with his jump up the start. Not a jump start, but a very good first few corners and up to P8 in a very good position. You've still got to fancy Daniele and Kimi to be in the very best position on the track at the moment. The most flexible first stint, if we do get rain coming ahead of schedule. We were expecting about a 50% chance of rain towards the end of the race. Stinson caught up with his teammate already. Stinson on medium tyres, getting away very well. Speed Queen up to P10. Let's have a quick look before we get DRS at position changes. Nothing hugely dramatic. Maggot's down 5 maybe, Stinson up 4. Everybody
Liam
else
has spun,
much
I'm
around
afraid.
where they are. Liam down, is he?
Yep, he's
Okay.
spun, but still ahead of Ferocious Dan, who's made a pit stop onto the hard tyres, surprisingly.
Liam is still spinning as we speak. If he comes to a stop, he'll trigger a safety car, but he was thinking about cutting across the pit entry and thought better of it. Yeah, he thought better of it. You could just see the cogs whirring in that one. Kimi looking very likely down into turn 4 here. Will he make it?
Martin making a move on Bills at the moment into turn 4, side by side.
Get hold of that one. See, the exit and the trip through turn 5 is very good on the outside of the corner, and he holds it into 6, just pulls away into 7.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, what a move by Martin to hold on the outside there. Wow.
I was not expecting that. Late braking into turn 6. That was fantastic. Musso has already got a penalty trying to escape the DRS zone of Nathan.
Wow.
And
here comes Stinson against
Nathan.
Bills into turn 1. And past him, we're going to struggle, Lightning, to catch all the action tonight. But yeah, as you say, Rymac, there's a moment there. So not good for the Red Bulls at all. I think Liam might be struggling. Has he gone in the pits? No, he's had another spin. 2 spins in 4 laps for Liam. We'll count one at a time. Acosta getting past Nathan. That looked like a little bit of cooperation. Well, no, maybe not, given that Nathan just rear-ended his teammate going through the corner. Maybe just a slight misjudgment.
Could there be some damage for both drivers, considering there could be diffuser damage for Acosta?
Yeah, absolutely. Kimi paying a watching brief at the moment, not getting too aggressive, showing himself in the mirrors of the Alpine, and just always caught a penalty, in fact.
Likewise has Nathan.
Yeah, they're all collecting
warning.
them up at the top. Gets underneath the Alpine on the way out of the final corner and gets by comfortably before the braking zone of turn 1. Slight oversteer on the way out, but should be okay. Should still get DRS from the other Alpine ahead of him. So Kimi made it up to P3, just waited for that initial good grip of the soft tyres to fade, and then went on the attack.
Stinson's gone wide. I think there was an issue for him with an altercation, possibly. So he's lost a lot of time.
Foxy trying the Ricciardo switchback move, feinting to the outside, then cutting back to the inside after the Aston Martin went to retake his line of the Aston Martin of Livingwall and got the place, got
Meanwhile,
the move. That was pretty handy.
Max has gone around the outside at turn 5 of Nathan. So 2 battles going on at the same time.
Yeah, very difficult to catch every move. This track, obviously, very, very good for racing. So we'll try and catch as many as we can, but it's very difficult. Acosta with the fastest lap of 106.238. He's still on those soft tyres and chasing down Daniele. But yeah, this battle for 4th looks like it's going to be 4 or 5 ways soon.
I'm not entirely sure what's happening to Nathan, because we saw last round in the race he just fell back and back and back. And from now he's gone from P2, rear-ended Max, had a spin and is out. Oh my goodness. Glad I was on board with him.
Well, unfortunately, I just watched I watched Foxy end up hitting him. We got a safety car, the first safety car. Bills has picked up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision. I would be surprised if Foxy avoided any front wing damage after that. He's just testing the car, see how it's feeling. It's not visible, but he definitely clattered Nathan, who had 3 wheels on his wagon before he ghosted. But yeah, big drama there. You say that it was precipitated by Nathan hitting Max from behind?
Yeah, so Nathan outbroke himself because I think he's using no assist. It's very difficult to get your braking zone perfect, and he hit Max ever so slightly, had a half spin, and then got hit onto the front right suspension and is completely out.
Soft tyre running P6, 7, 8 and 9, 12 and 13 have all gone into the pits, but crucially P2 and 4, Acosta and Max, have stayed out.
Livingwall got damage.
Hard tyres for Livingwall as he repairs his front wing. Hard tyres, a viable tyre for this track, Lightning, in your view?
Well, we have Freshers down on them. Oh no, he's already pit again to get off them. So I don't think they are a viable tyre.
It's certainly going to be difficult after the safety car, there's no doubt about that. But pit stops for the midfield pretty much at this stage, who didn't have damage and problems on the first couple of laps. Flying Crow asking how he can join in the league. Well, we can probably furnish you with an invite. I think as usual there will be a sign-up process. There are this is as good a time as any to remind everybody that this is only the first night of racing for Invictus. There are 3 divisions of PlayStation, 1 of PC, and a realistic performance PlayStation League, all happening at 8 PM weekdays. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video tonight, please. Especially have a go at that, doing that for us during this safety car. And while Lightning doesn't want your follows on Twitter, if you are interested, you can follow me at WebORed5, and I will broadcast my races on there. But we're having a slight pause here while the rest of the field catch up the back of the safety car. It's going to be a while for Ferocious Dam and Liam to recatch. But are you surprised those 7-lap-old, well, at the time 5-lap-old soft tyre runners didn't go in?
Depending on when Jeff is telling them the rain is coming, if it's 15 minutes and they have the safety car period, which will last about 5 minutes, then you might as well stick it out and keep track position. Also, M. Duran, from last disqualification to P6, very fantastic from him. And Foxy making 5 overtakes, and Nathan's crash, meaning he gets to P5.
I wouldn't say necessarily that safety cars make a mockery of qualifying, but we do see safety cars so frequently that it's never a bad thing to stick with a poor qualifying and see what you can get out of the race.
Well, to be fair, here sort of been very clean if you exclude Australia, and I count Australia's safety cars as the new update causing more oversteer. So I don't blame them for that. There's not been any other safety car before or since then, so that's pretty good. But
we've got an update from Nathan, who very sportingly has already apologised for braking too late, and I think obviously feeling pretty guilty for ruining several people's races. Unfortunately, the Mercedes of Liam just caught the back of the safety car just after the safety car had passed pit entry. So we'll just go round and have one more lap, hopefully. Flying Crow at Lightning is saying that his aim for today is just to win prediction competition against you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yep. I'll also make sure to invite him on Discord. So
I don't fully know the sign-up procedure and whether there are spaces in the divisions. So it might be good to sit tight until next season, but it is a long season and people do drop out. So yeah, I would just say I'm not completely sure of the criteria right now and the state of play in the league. Obviously, the league we commentate on here at the F1 League is the most coveted, so you tend to get the more committed drivers. People always drop out, and the safety car will come in this lap, thankfully. And the driver's just warming up the tyres. Look for Livingwall, Martin, Liam to struggle off the safety car. I think the rest of the drivers probably have relatively equal grip to the cars around them at this point.
Yep, the mediums are definitely going to have some advantage, but we had some safety car laps, cool down the tyres, bring some life back into them for the next 1 or 2 laps. We could see some very equal pace, but after that, I'm expecting Foxy.
We're going to have problems here with Daniele holding the field. Rimac has got a penalty with Stinson, and typically those are the other way round. We go back to green flag racing, but it could well be that Rimac is suffering some injustice on that count. He's on the attack though with Matty, so not put off. He might have floor damage as well, but Rimac on the attack. Foxy's on the attack as well. He's got a good slipstream. No DRS at this point. They'll have to cross the start finish line once again to get that. Rimac getting by Matty, but there's a little bit of contact. Matty holds on the inside at the exit of turn 3, and they go down to turn 4, and Rimac feinted to a bit of a move but didn't go ahead and complete it. Stinson now right on the back of Rimac, and we'll try not to hit him this time, hopefully. I think is that penalties for both drivers. I think they got under the safety car. Rimac, another track limit one, yeah. It's racking him up.
Unfortunate. I suppose if he serves it in the pits and he gets over 5 seconds of track limit warnings, maybe he could get it removed. That would only seem fair, to be honest.
Well, you'd think so. As he dives down the inside of Matty again. Matty holding on, but rides out on the sausage curb. We're likely to end up 3 wide as they approach turn 3. Rimac closing off the inside move quite considerably, and the Ferrari is boxed in. The Williams will take the long ride round the outside, and Stinson will come up the middle and try and get them on the inside. Look at these guys going 3 wide down towards turn 4. I think Stinson's got a better line, but he has to stop the car to a slower speed, I think.
Oh no!
Oh, round he goes. Round goes Stinson, and presumably out of the race, is he?
No, he's not. He's not. He's just got no wing, but he's not out of the race.
Someone was going to suffer out of going 3 wide for so long, Lightning, but yeah, not cool. A virtual safety car, there you go. There's one of those that you wanted.
Yep. And that has saved Stinson because he can pit, but it's not going to be very good because of how far back he'll be after the safety car bunching up.
Max took the decision to pit there, as did a couple of other drivers. I think we've got obviously Rimac with the damage, but also Matty. Liam's in again. Was that second pit stop for Liam? Stinson. Yeah.
But it was such light contact. But the damage model and the physics model of this game is very harsh. And now he's serving his 5-second penalty to add insult to injury on those fresh soft tyres. So hopefully he can make up some ground with the best tyres of the field.
So Daniele leads the field on lap 12 at 1/3 distance. Yeah, for overspeed during the safety car. So Daniele's teammate Burmeister will drop down. Whoa, round goes Kimi. Kimi on cold tyres after the VSC is having to do a 3-point turn, wait for the traffic to go round. Very sporting of him. He's doing exactly what he needs to do, but right down there. And Maggots is out. Maggots out of the session, smashed the car on the exit of turn 8. No more Maggots.
Everything's happening.
Everything. Burmeister's out.
Oh my goodness.
It's going wrong, left, right and centre. We've got yellow flags everywhere. Burmeister must be on the exit of the final corner. Yeah, there is his car. Whether that triggers a safety car, hopefully not at this point, but everything going wrong all in one go. At least 2 cars, maybe 3, with race-changing damage. Delange, yeah, go back on the stream for us and let us know your take on what happened. We didn't catch everybody's move, but obviously Maggot had an issue out on the way out of turn 8, Burmeister on the way out of turn 10, and we were watching Kimi having a spin, and I wonder if that just precipitated everybody with a bit of a distraction going on. We've stayed green flag racing. M. Doran from the back up to P4 now and chasing down Foxy.
Oh my god, there's a huge crash between Bills and Ferocious Dan. Bills had oversteer on the exit of turn 6, and there was a T-bone collision. Ferocious Dan hit right into him and has got wing damage, and he doesn't have wing damage. How has he escaped that?
Yeah.
That is mad. But Bills does have wing damage, unfortunately, and he's boxing now. How, in all of this carnage, has there not been a safety car?
Carnage has, I don't know, I really don't. Carnage has definitely started, says Flying Crow. I'm afraid you don't get any prediction points for that one.
The F1 gods want me to win the prediction.
I think so. Yeah, we're definitely holding off the safety car right now. Stinson gets another penalty, but just after 1/3 distance. Daniele from Acosta, Foxy Red, the 2 Aston Martins, M. Doran and Livingwall next. Then Speed Queen up to P6 and Martin in P7. Ferocious Dan in 8th, Max in 9th, and Rymac in 10th.
Daniele,
despite his...
he's spun.
Whoa!
He's spun.
Round goes Daniele. Everyone slipping off the track. Is there a change in track conditions, Lightning? I haven't seen any rain, but is it cooling?
Acosta's in the pits.
Yeah.
But it's gotten a lot darker. The track temperature has probably dropped quite significantly, as you were saying.
That's definitely my suspicion. Acosta in the pits on 14 laps. He did on those tyres, but yeah, I think the drivers are going to have to start paying a lot of attention to the track conditions and treat things very carefully. Excellent.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's good to interrupt on that one. Speed Queen got past Livingwall, so she's on an absolute roll right now, up to P3 without penalty. M. Doran, as Lightning said, on the attack with Foxy, but not quite there. Livingwall looking to resume.
How bad those hard tyres are when old mediums can go around the outside of you. That is very impressive move, and just shows how bad those tyres are around this circuit.
I would love to see a debut race winner for the season again, Lightning. I know we've had a fair share, but I'd love to see more drivers winning as much as possible. So Speed Queen looking pretty good at the moment. Got great pace on 7-lap-old mediums, about in their optimal working range. And her next target is 2.6 seconds up the road. It's M. Doran.
Musso must be kicking himself at the moment. From the lead to P6. It's very frustrating. He's not too far off P1, so he's still got a very good shot. And he just got a 3-second penalty.
M. Doran up the inside on the way into turn 3. I don't think that was too aggressive on the exit, but we were only seeing it from the inside perspective, so I would imagine from Fox's perspective that was pretty aggressive, but he used every inch of the track as...
that is legal.
Yeah, he was ahead, and it was his corner to take. Livingwall, is he any closer to Speed Queen? No, I think further away. I think Speed Queen living up to her name and is absolutely on fire right now. Pounding around the track and putting in tremendous race pace times, driving clean as well at this point. Lap 16, Speed Queen. I just want to check on her progress. 10 places up, but M. Doran, Lightning, 17.
Just shows how much that horrible disqualification did to him. Imagine if he actually had a chance to qualify properly. In my opinion, that's a glitch from the game to do that so quickly. But
well,
it's given us a pretty
You're not
impressive
happy,
race.
are you, Lightning? The other day, on a different race that we were both part of, you complained that the safety car had glitched because we kept getting accidents. Now you're claiming it's glitching because it's not coming out.
No, I was talking about the disqualification. Oh, and Stinson's out.
Oh, I see what you mean. Doran's disqualification. Well, I mean, it's a bug. There's no doubt about it. If you've had an accident and you've stopped in the pit lane, frankly, it's a bug. I don't know if it's a glitch because it's something that's always been there. But all the same, Doran out there in the lead, up 17 places from the back of the grid. 16 laps on his softs, on his mediums. Will be looking at the clouds and hoping that rain comes within his pit stop window, I think.
I'm not entirely sure what happened to Stinson. I think he retired.
Yep.
I'm not entirely sure where.
No.
Oh, it was on the second straight.
Okay, let's see if he stays there. Saw him on the track map. He's gone, yeah, unfortunately. But do check out and have a look for Kimi, who's not making quite the progress I thought he would at this stage of the race. But Kimi and Daniele will be the ones that will be really pushing. Foxy, though, waiting for the second DRS zone, I think.
He's making a move on Matty.
Can't get there quick enough for the screen.
On the second bite of the cherry, heading into turn 4. Will he go up the inside or around the outside? Chooses the outside line. Late on the brakes, leaving the room cleanly around the outside. Very nice move. Nice stuff
then. So Liam showing a bit of pace after early drama in the race and staying ahead of Matty and Kimi in particular. So I do wonder if Kimi's caught some unfixable damage there because his pace is nowhere like it was in qualifying and at the start of this race.
Speed Queen is on a charge. With
she's entering the fight,
tires.
Isn't she? Yeah.
But Foxy, is he going to go up the inside? No, he's not. He's going to keep it for the next DRS. But they need to avoid battling, otherwise Speed Queen will take advantage of this and probably head off into the distance with those fresher tyres.
Foxy to the inside. Will Doran hang around the outside where the traction is better and you've got the inside for the next corner? It looks like Foxy's ahead. Just gets underneath the car before the turning point for turn 6 and Foxy resumes the lead of the race. But I think we're going to have a 3 or a 4-way battle here with Livingwall catching in as well. Speed Queen trying to get up the inside.
This is brilliant stuff.
Beautiful move. She's got good grip at the moment, but straight up there to P2. And next target, P1. And of course, staring at the back of that car already. We've got 4 cars within a second of each other at the front of our field, which is exactly what we want. Kimi gets another penalty, unfortunately. And Speed Queen now, candy from a baby, I feel, Lightning, as she comes down towards turn 3.
This is really good stuff from Speed Queen. Taking advantage of those fresher tyres. Very clean moves, very calculated.
Yeah, very generous on the inside there. She left bags of room, anticipating possibly Foxy understeering through the corner. So confident in her in the grip amounts. Now she takes the middle of the track into turn 4, and that's getting absolute optimal drive on the outside. And I know that Gam's very happy about this one. Gam is here supporting Speed Queen tonight. One of the first times we've seen her right up the front of the grid. Go ahead.
The sun has come out again, and the track I think is heating up a bit more. So maybe the rain is further away than we thought. But fantastic performance from Speed Queen. Meanwhile, Daniele Musso is into the pit lane. Hope he doesn't speed. Very clean. Going in for soft tyres, I should imagine. Foxy with a penalty. First penalty, I believe, of the race.
That's a pretty big deal right up there at the front of the grid. That will definitely affect his bid for a podium. Livingwall also has a penalty. Let's check the penalty count at the moment. So 3 seconds each for Foxy, Livingwall, Liam, and then the other penalties are stronger than that. Lap 21 of 36. Speed Queen in the lead. Likely having to make another stop, of course, before the end of the race, although we are expecting a little bit of rain later on.
Foxy with 95% ERS compared to Speed Queen's 40, so that's going to give him an advantage where he doesn't have the advantage in grip, but he does have in power.
Oh, I think, is this Doran on the way into the pits? 20 laps, and the tyres have had enough. It's a pit stop time. There are 15 to go. Choices now, Lightning, in terms of tyres. Do you risk softs, anticipating the rain?
Well, that is the same strategy as Daniele at the moment, and also Ferocious Dan.
Yeah. Could end up with a faster race time overall if you do that, and he might be able to get an undercut from Foxy, who he was racing with, of course, on track. Foxy will be, I don't think, slowed by Speed Queen. In fact, if anything, pulled along.
I think he's had a spin at the exit of turn 5.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep an eye on the lead, but keep us updated with Ferocious Dan's recovery. Looks like Doran's got out ahead of Daniele, and they're fighting. Let's go and have a look at those guys. Whoa, look at this. They definitely are fighting, and they've got Kimi ahead of them. Foxy does like to throw the car around under the brakes. He certainly knows what he's doing in terms of grip levels. He's very, very active in the braking zone on the attack, but boxed in by Kimi now, and Daniele definitely got the best out of that exchange. Up at the front, Livingwall. No,
Liam has spun.
Okay, Liam down in 12th, spinning and falling down the field, but right now Foxy pitted. So the question is, did Doran get the undercut? I've got a feeling he did. Foxy's at the top of the hill. Doran at full speed. No. Foxy held on and is actually out just ahead of Daniele. So Foxy now taking Matty. Foxy must have had one hell of an in-lap, Lightning, to make that one work.
That was really impressive. And Daniele on the attack of Matty. Both on absolutely no ERS. Up the inside, late on the brakes. Good move.
That needs some cooperation from Matty. He could have closed the door there, but decided to let him through. His soft tyres are fading fast. Oh yeah, you can really see it through turn 6, Lightning. His soft tyres are dead.
Absolutely, but Livingwall is catching up to Speed Queen because he is on those hard tyres, and by this point, the hard tyres are going to have a fair bit more grip than those mediums. So the tale is not over for the net lead of this race.
I couldn't predict who's going to win this one with 12 laps to go. This is definitely many drivers' opportunity, especially if we get some weather. Obviously, we've got different weather.
This is absolutely hectic. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Doran on the outside of Matty as they approach turn 3, and safely around the outside. Foxy on Daniele. This one has me rubbing my hands together with glee to see these guys going at it. Foxy
lifted off.
Yeah, he didn't want to go for it, did he?
He could have gone for it. He has 86% ERS to Daniele's 10, and he had a huge showline speed advantage, but he decided to stay behind.
I'm glad it's slowed. It's eased off a bit in terms of accidents. We've had a few settled laps now, and we're getting some moves now. The cars have got fresh tyres on.
Livingwall still catching up to Speed Queen, but meanwhile Acosta, who is on 8-lap-old mediums, has a very, very big advantage here. Very quiet race from Acosta, haven't seen much of him, but he is in with a very good shout of the lead of this race because he's not got any penalties.
Yeah, and consolidating fairly good qualifying as well. Foxy is right with Daniele and just pushing hard here. Doran is catching them though, as Daniele is effectively slowing down Foxy a little bit. Slightly older tyres. Dan with another penalty. Yeah. Yep.
But his race is pretty much over, along with Liam's, because they both had a few incidents. Liam had a really huge crash where he broke his wing off.
Yeah.
And he's close to getting lapped.
Yeah, ouch.
Considering the amount of safety cars, well, one safety car, but nevertheless, it's not a very good thing.
It's
Duran
not.
with a penalty. That's also not good.
We're down to 10 laps to go now, and everyone on penalties apart from first and third, who will, at the current rate, be first and second at the end of the race. So it tells you a little bit a story about how to go racing. The gap to the leader, I think that's an interesting one to have a look at right now, because Speed Queen needs about, what, 23 seconds at this track, Lightning?
At the moment, I feel like Acosta has the advantage.
Yeah.
But
of course, they've all made their mandatory stop. It could be that Speed Queen hold on to the end.
Oh,
Livingwall's looking good at the moment. Where are you seeing a crash?
Liam has spun, I think, for the 5th time, and he's got a penalty as well.
Ouch.
That's not very good. But yeah, you were saying that the tyres. I don't know if Speed Queen can make it, as you were saying.
Yeah. 18 laps right now. We saw one of the drivers on 20 laps. I think. I want to say it was Daniele, but it can't have been Daniele.
No,
one of the
Foxy
drivers
was on 21 lap old mediums when he
and they didn't look good, did they?
No, he was. I mean, he was fast, but not as fast as what 90 lap old hards could be, or 11 lap old mediums.
Liam was saying he was out there for a fastest lap charge, then wrote pain, and then DeLonge asking how on earth can you type in the chat and race.
Well, maybe that's why he's spinning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly my thought. Was kind of proving that multitasking doesn't really work, especially on a track here where the straights are not very long.
No, and penalties are very, very obvious, very easy to get.
Absolutely.
The battle for P6 all the way down to Duran. Kimi, very, very sad race for him. He said he was going to spin. It happened, and after that, it just all fell away.
Absolutely, I do think he's damaged the car. This is not Kimi pace that we're seeing right now.
He just set a 1 minute 6.8. That is about a second off the fastest lap. It's all right, but it's definitely not what you need at the moment.
No, agreed. Well, we've got the top 3 within a second. Right now, as we've had several points during this race. Acosta catching Speed Queen and Livingwall, and I think this is the point where Speed Queen's tyres, and possibly actually Livingwall looking like he's struggling through turn 6. Speed Queen still driving a little bit within herself, but definitely Acosta looking good at the moment, and possibly I'm not seeing the rain coming. Are you, Lightning? We've got sharp shadows and bright sunshine out there.
It's very sunny. Could we see the last 2 laps have everyone on slicks, but whilst it's raining, which would definitely throw a spanner into the works.
This is the time where Acosta needs to get decisive. That exit for Livingwall's definitely going to help him, because Livingwall's tyres are only going to get worse and more equal to the 2 cars with him. Dives down the inside, gets the job done under DRS, and he will look at the back of Speed Queen and fancy a move very soon, I think.
Everyone in the top 2, 20% ERS, and Livingwall on 50%.
All the top 2, did you say?
Yeah, I was going to say top 3, but then I realised I was wrong.
Good stuff. Foxy's just got by Daniele for the first time, and certainly took his time doing that. I think Daniele held him off as long as possible. So Foxy up to P6, but there's so many penalties there. I'd rather watch the front 2, I think, because it's a little bit easier to follow.
Liam with another penalty, 14 seconds. I'm not sure how
Ouch.
many you need until you get disqualified, but
I think it's about 25, 26. I think you can run to. Acosta never looked closer to the lead than he does right now. He's down to 1/10. Here he goes.
There's been a crash between Max and Martin. Sorry to interrupt.
And there's a little bit of doubt, I think, in the minds of the drivers as to who was ahead when that was
Virtual
called.
safety car.
Yeah, VSC was enacted, and I could see a hesitation happen from both Speed Queen and Acosta. Not sure who was in front. They'll quickly be told to hand places back if they've got the wrong one.
Drive-through penalty for Liam, adding insult to injury. Martin has absolutely no wing. He had a really good recovery drive, but I'm not sure whose fault that was in that incident.
Now, I wonder, under the VSC Lightning, does Speed Queen and Livingwall decide to go in? Maybe Martin as well? No, it's already passed.
It ended. But Martin's race is absolutely over. M. Duran, he's out. What happened to him? He's had a huge crash at the most weird place.
Just looking from Ferocious Dan's cars, eyes open to try and see where M. Duran's car is.
On the left-hand side, middle of the straight.
Ah, yes. Middle of the straight is a funny one, isn't it?
Maybe there was contact, because the physics model is very weird. So,
yeah.
With that, and Martin speeding into the pit lane, that's not good either.
Speed Queen is trying to live with Acosta's better grip using the DRS, but we'll also see a connection flag on Acosta's gamer tag there, so something to be wary of when making a pass. Foxy had a puncture, apparently, we're told.
Yeah.
I wonder if he still has. Can we see
he
a
just
little bit of evidence?
for a fresh set
just got
of
his new
softs. But it's heartbreak for Foxy, because running over debris, nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're going at such high speeds, from battling for the lead to 9th place is not what he deserved for his performance today.
No, you're right. Now, what does Speed Queen do here? We're fast getting to the point where she's forced to run these tyres to the end because the penalty from pitting, she won't be able to recover. So obviously she'll dive in if we get a safety car, but might be resigned to 2nd place here tonight. Daniele up to 4th, Lightning, and considering what happened at the start of the race, what a recovery.
Well, considering he spun, that's pretty good.
Indeed.
He's going to be kicking himself about what could have been. But with this shake-up, it's going to be even closer in the championship. Kimi setting the fastest lap, showing his true pace.
True, yeah.
With fresh tyres, so that's nice. Overtaking his teammate into turn 1, but he's got to extend that gap to make the penalty void, because he's got an extra 3 seconds. But I'm sure he will be able to.
Yeah, so Speed Queen just needs to try and keep the car on the island and not get a penalty, and should be able to hold off Livingwall even if he gets by. But it's going to be a struggle to run these tyres all the way to the end. Should be praying that that she doesn't get a puncture like Foxy just had, although that wasn't down to tyre wear. So stops, we're being asked how many stops has Liam made. Let's have a look. Place your bets.
Liam has made 3 stops.
Yeah, so actually Ferocious Dan's made just as many, so it's not quite the drama that we were hoping for.
It's just the spins that's the worst part, and the penalties. Also, if you count a drive-through as a pit stop, that's 4.
That's true. Yeah, he has been through the pits an extra time. You're right. Speed Queen just holding off Livingwall still. 3 laps to go now. Foxy puts in the fastest lap on those fresh softs after being forced to pit from the debris puncture that we saw. Well, Lightning saw, I should say. So 3 laps to go. Acosta has potentially this one to lose. It's Speed Queen in P2, Livingwall in P3, but that might well change over, at least on track. Daniele up to P4 at the moment, and I don't think again he's going to catch. No, not on penalties. He's not going to catch Livingwall. Livingwall has, on the attack.
Acosta has 2 exceeding track limits warnings. Oh, Speed Queen getting overtaken by Livingwall. Yep. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But getting a good exit, similar ERS, but with the DRS, can she make a retaliation move?
She's going around the outside. There is better grip on the exit at the corner if she can take a wide entry, foot to the floor, and very cleanly nice. Done. Beautiful move. Fantastic stuff. She's very, very clean racer, and very fair to her opposition as well.
Livingwall with another penalty. So
Oh, that's
that
absolutely
pretty much
perfect for her, yeah.
All we need to keep an eye on now is if Acosta gets one more warning, that is the race win over, and we get a
wow, that's good
brand new
info.
winner.
What about
Obviously,
Speed Queen? What's her situation? Yeah.
Same as Acosta's.
Okay. So it's a tiptoeing fingertip. Whoa! Round goes Livingwall.
Oh,
I was
no.
not expecting that. Lost the car potentially with the aero washout. Hands a podium to Daniele Musso. And it looks like our championship leader might well be stretching that lead now as a result, with non-championship rivals right now only ahead of him on track. So Daniele up to P3. Livingwall is 5.6 seconds behind, but I think he will drop further back. Speed Queen staying in second, can consolidate that podium, and just
critical.
needs her and Acosta not to trip over the stewards. Track warning one more time. We've got just over one racing lap to go.
That is critical for the championship for Livingwall.
Absolutely.
He's going to be kicking himself for that. That is really a shame. After such a good performance, keeping it clean, and penultimate lap.
Yeah, and kicking yourself in a sim rig is not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not.
Have to do it with your left foot while you're accelerating, I think, down the straight. Max looking to get a couple more points out of this one. He's in 8th at the moment, but looking for a last lap Lando in the McLaren attempt to try and get by Matty. They're on equal penalties. I think that's our closest battle as this race finishes off. We've started the last lap with Acosta, so we'll be over pretty shortly. Let's see what Max can do. Can he make the move before I have to cut over to Acosta for the win? Come on, Max, get on with it. Goes around the outside of Matty, down into turn 3. That's the place got. Brilliant stuff. Thanks for that, Max. We've got a car off the track. It's
Liam.
Have a guess. It's Liam.
Yeah.
I know you were a little bit harsh with him last week, but he hasn't taken it to heart. Acosta then comes out of the final corner, wins race 6 in Austria. Congratulations to Acosta in the Alpine. Speed Queen, brilliant drive. She had amazing pace tonight and great battling. Speed Queen in P2. Daniele Musso, our championship leader, gets the 3rd and final spot on the podium, with Livingwall 7.8 seconds back, getting 4th place. I don't know if he'll hold on. He will hold on to that. Rimac in 5th place, I think, currently. Yep. Followed by Kimi, who got a P6 out of this one, despite being down much further in the grid earlier on in the race. No, make that P8 as Max and Matty get by. Max, what a fantastic drive towards the end of the race there. So Max, Matty, Kimi, then Foxy, Ferocious Dan, and Liam will bring the car home. I'm sure he'll do a little spin at the end, just for traditions. But that was quite a good race we had there.
That was fantastic. We've got a brand new race winner.
Yep.
So that's nice. Driver of the day, Speed Queen.
Yep, Speed Queen on the driver of the day there. Fantastic. Yeah, I would definitely agree. Although Acosta made up probably slightly more places overall. But the Alpine driver, debut win of the season, and sprays the champagne.
Championship lead? Could it be?
I'm not able to do the maths at this point.
It's
he might have got there by stealth.
It's going to be close.
Yes. Well, I don't know if we will be able to get any of our drivers
I will invite
into the podium. I know a couple of them are in the party already. They have the option of turning up. But while Lightning does that, let's take you through the grid. Sorry, I was completely mistaken on the places made up by Acosta. He actually started 3rd. It must have been another driver who had gained loads at one point in the race. Acosta wins from Speed Queen, up 12 places from her starting order. Daniele in the Alfa Romeo and the presumably now the championship lead in P3. Livingwall, Rimac, Max, then Matty, Kimi, Foxy, Ferocious Dan with the final point. We saw Liam's race of tribulations, and then our DNFs were Martin, M. Doran, Bill Stinson, Burmeister, Maggot, and Nathan, the race winner's teammate, was the first of our retirements tonight. Let's see if we can't get some people into the chat, if at all possible. We're looking for a Costa for Speed Queen and for Livingwall. 3 different nations, of course. I think a Costa might be joining us. I know he's Latin racer from Latin America, so it may be a little bit adventurous to get a call in from him.
I've just asked Speed Queen to join.
Great. We know Daniele is a little bit shy, so Daniele, looking for if you're listening in, Daniele, we're looking for your race debrief. Ferocious Dan says congrats to the top 3 that he hit 2 people while they were mid-spin. Yeah, we saw that a couple of times. Rymac has apologised to Stinson for having a snap of oversteer, I think. Foxy with another puncture, he said. Turn the sim damage off, he says. What's the point? Well, to see I would say to see punctures, because that's always fun. But I think Speed Queen is making her way to the podium. Let me just check, Speed Queen, as it's the first time we've spoken, that your broadcast audio setting is set to share. Just double check that for me, because I have one-way conversations that sound awfully weird on the call. But congratulations, that was a hell of a drive tonight.
Hi guys, do you listen to me? Do you listen to me?
Yes, is that Daniele?
Okay. Yes.
Hey Daniele, I was expecting Speed Queen, but go ahead.
I invited my friend for the translation that will help me, because my English is too bad.
Your English sounds great. Go ahead, you carry on. But a 3rd place, were you expecting 3rd tonight?
Yes. I decided to start with medium tires because the monitor told me that at the end of the race will be the rain, but non è venuta, quindi dammi la mano, Vince.
It didn't came.
It
didn't come.
It didn't come. So nothing. In the middle of the race, I did a mistake.
Yep.
At the end of sector 2. I spin.
Spun.
What was the spin? Was it cold tires after the safety car or another problem?
Il cordolo. Come che si dice il cordolo?
The curbs.
Okay.
Yes.
Problem with the curb.
So nothing. P3, but the championship is close. It's very close. So
yep.
I'm happy, bro, because oddio. At the end of the race, I have Acosta behind me, that with his soft tires sono durate tanto. Quindi
his tires last very much.
Okay.
His tire is soft, new softs.
Okay. So I know that the soft tires I can finish the race with the rain, but the rain doesn't came, so nothing.
We were all expecting the rain, and it, as you say, it didn't come. But you rescued your race fantastically. Congratulations. I haven't got latest championship standings, but you must be a strong favourite to have resumed your lead of the championship.
Okay. Thanks.
Good stuff. Thanks for taking part tonight as well, and we hope to see you again on the press conference.
Yes, I hope so.
Brilliant. Thanks, Daniele.
Thanks. Nice to meet you.
Speed Queen, are you with us?
Hello.
Hello. Yes. What a race! A tremendous driver of the day performance tonight.
Yeah, but I'm not happy.
It's very much traditions for me to build a driver's emotional state up and then hear something like that. So tell me, why aren't you happy tonight?
I think you're going to see that I got overtaken under VSC conditions.
We saw a moment where you both sort of hesitated, but I was assuming that the game would tell you to tell the wrong driver to hand it back. But no, you think
My Delta was saying to slow down for Delta, so I slowed down for Delta and he overtook me. So I don't know
Ouch.
what his Delta was saying. That could be a thing, but yeah.
Ah, okay. So slightly controversial. It looked like you were doing a great run on the tyres though to keep them alive. What was it? 25 laps in the end?
No, I think it was more 30, wasn't it? Were it lap 7?
I think it was around 30 laps.
Oh, fantastic! And what sort of condition were they in? We didn't get a tyre graphic to help us.
I did have a look on the last lap. I'm not going to give numbers away, but it wasn't as bad as what you think it was.
Oh, good. Okay. Keeping the cards close to your chest. Well, I mean, you made up 12 places tonight. Driver of the day performance and fantastic podium, really. I thought you were doing some amazing moves and very, very entertaining. So we're very grateful even if you're not happy.
Oh, yeah. I'll have a cup of tea and it'll be all right.
Yes. Very British of you. And how did you feel about qualifying tonight? Successful?
Shocking.
No?
Yeah, we'll scratch that. Move on.
Okay. And next race in the championship, how are you feeling? Are you on for a resurgence in the championship, or is this one as a standout good race for you?
Where is it?
France? Are we going France or
It's
Belgium?
Spa.
No, we're
It's Spa.
Belgium.
Spa. Right, Spa, bring it on. Yeah, up for it.
Good. Excellent stuff. Well, welcome to the Predators Conference. Thank you for joining in. And any messages to the other drivers? Any warnings wanting to give out or statements of intent?
No, I'm not that type of person. We'll just... I want to win. I haven't had a win for ages. I really want to win. I'd sell a kidney for a win. So I'm a bit cheesed off about tonight.
Yeah, I can imagine the disappointment is real, but I think when you reflect, it was a great race. Watch it back. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, will do. Thanks for commentating. Cheers.
You're welcome. Thanks, Speed Queen. Well done on the podium tonight. I don't know did we have anybody else, Lightning, join us?
I'm afraid Akos says he can't speak English as he's from Colombia.
Yes, fairly predictably, and I imagine connection might be an issue as well, given he was on red connection. And well, some controversy there. I mean, I wasn't sure on the timing of the pass. Perhaps we need to replay that and have a look. But Lightning, do you think Speed Queen's got a legitimate complaint?
Absolutely. I mean, getting overtaken under yellow flags, you don't expect it, and it's illegal, so could be a 5-second penalty. Mm-hmm. But then again, the game does tell you to do weird things, so it'll have to be something the stewards look into. But yeah. We never know. It was only a few laps till the end, and Speed Queen could have definitely defended the position. We don't know because we didn't get the chance to see what would happen. But I guess the stewards will have to decide. Either way,
probably the first driver I've interviewed who didn't want to give out tyre use stats. So that's very interesting. She's obviously keeping her strategy and her tyre wear to a secret level. I think that's kind of smart, don't you?
Yeah. Why not? I mean,
why not?
Keeping a good trait close to your heart so no one knows what you might do in the race, because
exactly, it's not like they stack the tyres up and all the journalists can take pictures of them like in after yesterday's race in real life. Well, must say a thank you to our sponsors for supporting the league. That will be, of course, GT Omega, Nelcut Hall, and our partners gridfinder.com and Driver 61. Any standout drives for you, Lightning? Any moments to reflect on?
I just loved the overtakes. There were so many, and I can't really pinpoint the exact ones, but they were just brilliant battles all around the outside of corners you wouldn't expect it. I think it was Stinson around the outside of Max, I believe, or maybe it was the other way around.
Yeah.
Of turn 5, that was really impressive to me.
Yeah, I think was it the Aston Martin driver, Livingwall, and Foxy had some amazing battles. Foxy absolutely on fire on the brakes, but I have to say my favourite driver of the evening was definitely Speed Queen with her super clean, very predictable moves, like keeping the car in a predictable place, timing the move incredibly well, and I hope that she cheers up after her cup of tea. And,
it was a very good performance, especially that battle against Livingwall on the last few laps.
Yeah,
keeping it around the outside on worse tyres is a very impressive performance. So if there is a penalty for Acosta for that VSE incident, then either way we'll have a debut winner. So that's very good for the championship. And
excellent for the championship. Things closing with that. We already had about five points between the top 5, I think, something around that. Before we set out to the Red Bull Ring tonight. Thank you to everyone who has watched to the very end, and make sure please that you've liked the video and shared the video on socials if you can. It really helps support all that we do to give you an entertaining night's racing. Tune in tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday for further races, of course, on the IRA channel. But until then, from Lightning and from me, Webo Red 5 on Twitter, we will catch you on the next race day.